that time of day, and by that time of day I mean 3 a.m. when I'm trying to go outside to go mess around in snow. This is how disorganized, this is just how disorganized my, where I put all of my clothes. Most of these I don't even really wear, like they're just kind of there. Study, yeah, whatever. Like, a lot of the stuff that I put on for warmth actually just sits over here. I wear them the same times over and over again. Doesn't really matter. This is my candle, by the way. It doesn't really matter, like, how many times I wear them. I just keep putting them there. Like, that one has a weird-ass stain on it. I just keep wearing them because... reasons. Okay, it seems I've successfully put on a hoodie. Now it's time to successfully or unsuccessfully put on socks. This is the real star experience you're getting here. You're getting the most raw, the most can I even fit in these? I really don't think these are gonna work. Okay, the socks just barely fit, but I'm gonna roll with it anyway. I've gotten these shoes wet so many times, like, you wouldn't even know. You would not even imagine how many times I've gotten these shoes wet. I just keep using them anyway. I used to have boots, but, as with all things that I own, I eventually destroy them. Is there anything that I'm missing? I don't think there is. I got this, unless I want to put a second coat on, which I very well might have to do if I end up... Oh, I remember. This. Bye-bye, Star's room. And hello, outside. We have to be very quiet, specifically because literally everyone but me is asleep. This is the hassle that I go to get outside in the morning, is that I have to move the cat's litter box every day. Either that, or I go through the front door, but the front door has a security camera on it, and so the security camera gets pinged every time someone opens the door or goes near the door 24 hours a day. And so I have to go out this door in order to... Oh my god, it's cold out here. Yeah, I guess there was a reason that towel was sitting there. You could feel the wind out here. You don't know what this wind feels like. I'm not just a big fan of snow. I'm actually a ginormous wind person. That sounds like, you know, the strangest the strangest types of weather to be into. Let me guess. What are you gonna say next? You like rain and thunderstorms? Yes, absolutely. The only thing that I would do to make it to make it even more weird is to automatically say that I like tornadoes or something. I don't like tornadoes. It would be kind of a cool way to commit suicide, though. You think about it that way. But at the same time, if you commit suicide, who's gonna look at the snow? Definitely not me, if that were the situation. And that would be it would be preferable to stay alive. Let's see here. But yeah, I like the wind a lot, because I don't really know what it is. There's something about, like, seeing the trees and the other elements of the weather interact with one another while the wind is going. Where, like, the fact that my hands are actually freezing right now. It's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. with me going out here deep in the cold. I don't have gloves on or anything like that. I literally just have the, what's that sound? I literally just have the hoodie on. I don't have anything else. But that's the thing, is that I like the feeling. And I had this video that I recorded back when I did live in Maine where it started snowing in, like, the beginning of October. And what I did in that video was I tried to talk about how the feeling of, like, being immersed in the cold made me feel like I was more alive. Like, it allowed me to feel like, I existed in a way that I hadn't before. Like, I was reminded that my body was real, and that I was real, because I spend so much time where I feel, like, completely disconnected from the world around me, and so when it gets really cold, I feel this immediate sense that, like, I'm there, that I'm a real human being that's alive. And I think most other people, they don't feel that way. They just feel like they exist all the time. And I don't really understand how that feels, where I constantly feel like I'm in a state of disconnection with myself. And sometimes it gets so bad that I say things that I wouldn't normally say. But it's because that I'm disconnected from what I'm saying and what I'm doing. But it's like, it almost feels like a reality check when it snows, where, like, you start feeling like your existence is there, you are there, your actions are yours, the things that are going on are a product of your own reality. It doesn't feel like you're just this, like, autonomous, or I guess not autonomous in this sense, blob that's just floating through the world. No, you're there. You play a direct role in it, you know? And something about that visceral feeling, that visceral feeling of, like, your entire body reacting from the cold, it reminds you that you're alive. And I love feeling that, and it changes my mood immediately. That's the thing, is that they did this study on cold showers. Is it Jordan Peterson? He loves to talk about this. If you if you read 12 Rules for Life, oh yes, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, he talks about in that book how taking cold showers is like the way, and you have to take cold showers. And the thing is that it's not even bad advice. Like, I don't like the book at all, but it's good advice. Like, it's scientifically proven advice that if you take cold showers, you're just gonna feel better, you know? And so I always take a cold shower when I'm doing particular... Ooh, there's the wind picking up again. We're doing it again, boys. There's the wind picking up. It's like nobody's out, nobody's driving. I'm sure they haven't even probably had time to clear the roads right now, because absolutely no one would be out driving at this time. But, so what I was saying was, so if you take cold showers, what it basically does is that it immediately changes your mood, because, the fact that the cold shower is there kind of acts as like a reset for your brain. And I wonder if going out into the cold has the same effect. Like, it's not water, but it's changing the temperature, you know? It's changing the temperature that you're experiencing. And so, of course, it probably has some kind of effect. Look at this, ice. Ice on the road. Oh, looks like someone's coming this way. The dog's barking. They really should be put up in the house, you know. I don't believe in keeping dogs out in the cold like that. Not at this time of day. I mean, you can keep me out in the cold here. My hands are actually freezing right now. Yeah, I hear a car. Hey, look, there's the moon. It's absolutely beautiful, you know? So what was I gonna say? I had a point I was making, I forgot what it was. Oh boy, this is my neighborhood here. 3 a.m., Star neighborhood. I guess this is a night walk, technically. Yeah, technically this is a night walking video. This is actually a pretty dangerous spot to be in, I guess, in a contemporary sense. I've never gotten jumped here, but I've seen lots of news reports of people getting jumped where I live, raped and stuff like that. But I mean, it's the news. Who really cares about the news? What was I gonna say? I had a... Oh yeah, so I think what the cold basically does is that, you know, similar to what's been talked about in these... And over there's one of the old houses. I actually know the people... Well, I don't know the people who live there. I know the people who live by the other house, so... but there's an old story... not an old story, there's an old... Holy cow, the wind is picking up. Oh, Looks like a car is going by now. The wind is really picking up. My hands are like freezing off right now. I better switch hands. But yeah, there's a lot of scientific stuff that basically presents the idea that if the temperature changes, like if you get out into a different temperature, it changes your mood. And so maybe that's one reason why I really like the snow. Might be. I'm not usually out this late. You know, I've been awake. Probably gonna be awake the whole day. Oh, there's a car. But yeah, there's a little fence over here. You can find a fence. And it goes out to the road. I especially don't like being on these icy roads. If someone, you know, drives through, they could slip off. But you find the road right here. Oh my God, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. Oh my God, I wonder what temperature it is. It's like my hands are freezing off, you know? Got the moon out here. Absolutely beautiful. One of the few times I like living here. You know, I really don't like living here a lot of the time just because I think it's boring, but in the wintertime when it snows, any place can look beautiful. Should we keep walking? I feel like I should buy gloves at some point. My ears are... Buy a hat at some point. My ears are freezing off. Do you want to get the other view? Let's get the other view. I feel like I'm going to slip at any time here. But, I know, I've thought a lot about the idea of, like, beauty. And sort of what's behind beauty. You know, why do people like beautiful things so much? And there's a Kurzgesagt video that, like, scientifically defines... Oh boy, let's hope I don't slip on this road here. Wind's picking up. Oh, almost did. Whoop. You get more gates. I have to hold my phone so it doesn't fly off. Alright, let's go back. My hands are cold. Almost slipped again. But... Now, I thought about, like, why do people like beauty so much? And there's this Kurzgesagt video that basically explains that the reason why people like beauty is because it's evolutionarily programmed into us to like beautiful things that make us happier. And then I thought about, well, maybe, like, your response to beauty is a spectrum. Or maybe there are some people who are just inherently more in tune with what's beautiful, you know? You just like it more. Or maybe there are some of us who, when we see beautiful things, we're happier. And I thought, you know, maybe I'm one of those people who just really likes beautiful things. Or like, when I see something beautiful, even if it's common, even if it's like every day, like I walk by this beautiful tree every day, or this beautiful landscape. When I've lived in places that have had beautiful landscapes, even if I walk by them like every day, I immediately felt like I was in a better mood the moment that I saw them, you know? And, kind of hard to pay attention. It's hearing a lot of sounds. But I immediately felt like I would be in a better mood, you know? And like... You know, I don't want to live in the USA forever. Like, I always talk about how, oh, the USA doesn't look nice, and we don't have good architecture, and we don't have good, you know, it's not pretty around here and stuff. That's basically my whole point in the why I hate living in the US video. I didn't talk about US politics. I didn't talk about, you know, any of the really toxic cultural parts of the USA. I didn't talk about the people or anything like that. I spent the entire video just talking about how the place looks and how it all looks the same, you know, not unique at all, not really pretty. And like, if I were to live in one place, I would really want it to be Kazakhstan. If I were to spend like the rest of my life somewhere, I'd want it to be there because, you know, they get They get snow for long, long winters. It's not short winters like what we have. It's winters for, you know, what feels like 2 seasons. And, you know, they get, in the capital especially, they get like, in the wintertime, they can get negative 40 weather. You know, I've been in a negative 20 before, negative 10, that kind of stuff. And it was a really, it jitters a sense of life into you, you know? It's really something special. So, I don't know. Maybe I could be like Daniel. Like what Daniel Lord does, hiding in my room, Daniel Lord, what he does is that he works for a couple months, and then he goes and lives in a different country. And so I was thinking like when I get on new meds and stuff and my brain is more stable, what I could do is get like a English teaching job in Kazakhstan and just like teach people English, because teaching people English in a third world country is way easier than teaching like in America, like a country that has different standards. It'll be easier. Now, I've read so many people on forums talk about how easy it is. On like MGTOW subreddit even, people will talk about how, you know, when they're going their own way, they'll go to a different country, you know, kind of like ex-NEETs, you know, and they'll go teach English. And it seems a lot easier, you know, to teach English in Kazakhstan. You don't even need an English degree, you just need a TEFL certificate. It takes a couple months to get, you know. If I get my work visa, work there for a while, save up enough money, then, you know, start needing again, get permanent residency and stuff. It'd be nice. All right. It's too cold. I don't have the proper clothing to be doing this, especially at this hour. You would not believe it. My hands feel like frozen right now. That was that was exhilarating. I don't know what my face looks like. I guess I'm gonna find out. It's like my hands hard to move. Now that we're back in my room, what I have to do is take this thing off the vent, because I always have that on the vent in order to keep the hot air from getting on my computer. But because it's particularly cold today, and I'm particularly cold, what I'm doing is I'm using this candle right here, warm my hands up, and I'm letting the warm air come in from the vent. This is a really good day today. I don't think I'm gonna go to sleep actually, because around this time, let's see, what time is it? Yeah, it's 3:17 a.m. Normally around this time I'd be going to sleep, but I want to be there for when the sun comes up so I can play in the snow a little bit. The thing about living in this place is that, first of all, we don't get a ton of it. You know, when I was out there earlier, there wasn't a lot of snow, but there isn't a place to necessarily play in the snow either. Like, you can't get on a sled or anything, but I think when it starts, when the, you know, when it starts getting to be light, when there's more light outside, it might be nice to go walk to the park or something. Might even be better to walk to the park right now because there's less cars out. And, you know, when those cars get on that ice, it is what it is. The problem with that is that I don't really have enough warm clothes to go now. So I'm kind of stuck between both situations where I want to go right now, but I don't have enough clothes. I don't have enough clothes to be out there at, you know, nighttime snow weather. But it looks the prettiest right now because everything looks prettier at nighttime. And then also you have the fact that the wind starts picking up and, you know, people haven't come out to get rid of the snow and the ice. You know, the sun hasn't come out to melt it either. I mean, that's one thing, but people physically moving, it's another. But part of me wants to see it while it's there, but I am poor, so I don't have snow clothes like I used to. I'm gonna warm up this hand more. That hand had the most damage done to it. It's that time of day.